What's going on, everybody? You know who it is right now. You're tuned into Urban View, and I'm your host, Josh Bryant. It's been a long time since we've done an interview, but we are back. And, I decided to do something special this time around. If you've been a part of the channel or if you listen to me on Urban 95, I've never had a female rapper on the platform before. Recently, that changed with the addition of this great young lady. She goes by the name of Mute, Chicago's very own. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing even better that you're on here, the first female rapper on Urban View. You're breaking down barriers, kid. I gotta give you credit. You're breaking down barriers for the rest that come after you. So salute to you for that.
Thank you for having me. That makes me feel good. Like, oh my God, I'm the first. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here though.
That's dope. And again, I'm glad to have you. And before we go any further, I got to give a big shout out to Bree. She's a friend of mine. We connected online. She's the reason that I was able to get into your music. I appreciate Bree for allowing us to connect. Again, shout out to Bree. Appreciate you. And moving off that, I got to ask you something. I always had this question in the back of my mind, especially as I was first diving into your music. What made you turn your rap name into Mute? Is there anything special meaning behind it? Is there a story? Why would you decide to go with Mute as your stage name?
So it's a story to it. So when I was like a youngin, like a young little girl, around my family on my mama's side, I never used to talk. Like I had social anxiety. I still battle with social anxiety, but as a kid, oh my God, it was like the worst thing ever. So I had this one cousin. She'll always be like, "What's up, Mute? Little Mute." And at first, I hated that name. I'm like, "What is a mute?" I used to ask my mom, I was like, "Why did she call me that?" Because I was just so sensitive when I was younger. And then she was just like, "It's just a nickname." So when I first started rapping, I want to say I started rapping when my first song was a Panic on SoundCloud. And that was like, I want to say, was that like 2017, 2018? One of those years. And my first rap name was Mia Moore. My full name is Mia Moore. So I was going by Mia Moore, like, but spelling it the Spanish way because it mean I love you in Spanish. But then I was just like, once I got like posted on Hot New Hip Hop in 2018 for that song, I'm just like, nah, I need something that'll stick. Then Mute came to mind. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick with Mute, but I'm gonna spell it with a V. And yeah, that's just how it went. And then recently in 2021, I came up with it standing for motivated, vibrant, because it's a V, but then I said untouchable. But the MVTE, and then the E stands for eloquent. What a I pronounce words wrong, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah.
I feel you. I get you. I feel you. I do the same thing. So
So yeah, that's how we came about with Mute. So I just stuck with it, and it stands out. Everybody like it. Like you're not the first person to ask me like, what does that mean? Like, where did you come up with that? I was like, it's a childhood nickname that I grew into liking. So yeah.
but that's dope. I love that story because we all have that one family member who doesn't talk as much. I don't care what type of family you're in. We all have that one family member. But for you, you used it to your advantage. And now you're known for rapping and doing everything in your songs and you use it to your advantage. So that's big right there. And you were touching on your childhood and your answer. And moving on to the next question, what was your childhood like growing up in Chicago? And how did chitown influence your love of music growing up?
So my childhood, like I said, I was a quiet kid, so I was very reserved and to myself. I grew up in a like two-parent household, so I always had my mom and dad with me. I got two older brothers, so I'm the youngest girl. I grew up on the west side of Chicago, and then up until third grade, I moved to the suburbs of Chicago. So yeah, my childhood was, I want to say I had a pretty good childhood up until once I hit 14. That's when I was getting in trouble in school, fighting in school, getting bullied. I went through all that, like being bullied and stuff, and like learning how to deal with type 1 diabetes and stuff like that, because I felt like the odd one out. And the one thing that got me into music was just my experience of going through that. What was the question again? I'm sorry. What was the second part of the question?
It's cool. The second part of the question was, how has the city of Chicago influenced your love of music growing up? Because Chicago is a very diverse city. It's one of
Yeah.
the biggest cities in the world. and we have so much incredible music coming out of Chicago. So for you, like coming up, how has the city just influenced your love of music overall?
It was just me, like I grew up listening to like Kanye because my brothers was into it. So Kanye had a big influence on me. Like the college dropout to graduation, one of my two favorite albums. Like that's what made me was like, wow. Like Kanye was one of the first rappers that I got into because you believe it or not, I I was a fan of like, country music, rock music. I wanted to sing before I wanted to rap. So,
Really?
but yeah, so I was singing before I was rapping, but yeah, Kanye. It was definitely Kanye. So, mhm.
That's dope. And it actually falls into the next question I was going to ask you. Because normally on here, I would ask next, what was the moment that you knew that you wanted to become a rapper? But
Yeah,
recently, as I had this time off, I had to kind of switch up that question and make it kind of spicy. So you kind of already alluded to it a little bit. But what was the album that you listened to the first time that you heard it? And immediately it was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to pursue a career as a rapper. What was the album?
it was a college dropout. That was the album, and my brothers. They was like one of my brothers. They stayed listening to Kanye, and that was my oldest brother. So did my other brother Jordan, Brandon and Jordan. That's their name. Brandon was listening to Kanye. Jordan was listening to Kanye. But then my brother Jordan, we call him Drake because he looked like Drake. So Drake was another one of my like one of the people that I was just like, okay, I I really want to do this. Like I like the way how Drake was very versatile with it. And then looking at Drake too, people wasn't messing with him before he blew up.
That's
You know,
true.
'cause they was calling him like corny, like stuff like he don't sound like the average, and he proved them wrong. And I see a lot of myself as a female with like Drake in a way. So yeah, college dropout was definitely one. But like I said, I have a lot of like different, like my music range was different. Like it wasn't rap at first. It was like I said, country, rock. I was a big fan of Avril Lavigne, Paramore. Yeah. And then like when it went to singing, like when I was a kid too, I wanted to be like Sierra. I wanted to be Sierra. I was doing my goodies, 1, 2 stuff like in my grandma's house and stuff
You
like
were
that.
really doing the video?
Huh?
You were doing the choreography in the video?
Yeah, me and my cousins. I kid you not. We was really doing the video. So it was that, Sierra. And then I think the first CD that I was ever gifted, because back then that was when like people was going to the stores and buying CDs. My ex-boyfriend, he bought me the August Alsina, the Testimony album.
Ooh,
And I was a big I'm still a big fan of August Alsina, but his old stuff, that really touched my heart. That made me want to be more like genuine in my music. So yeah. Yeah, I got a range. It's different.
that and I appreciate range because for me, I love hip hop, I love R&B, I also love gospel, jazz, things like that. You gotta have a range. So I respect that answer a lot. And since we're talking about this journey that we're going on, so you decide that you want to pursue a career as a rapper. What were some of the early struggles that you faced when you were trying to figure out what you wanted to say, how you wanted to be as an artist in this current game?
The struggles I faced, like in the beginning of this stuff, man, it was really trying to find who I was. Like, I cared back when I first started. I cared a lot about what people thought about me and how I sounded. And like people will be like, "Oh, you don't talk like how you rap." That used to offend me because I'd be like, I can change my voice. If I didn't want to rap, if I made it in rap and I had to stop rapping, I'd be a voice actor because I can change my voice. I don't need autotune to do that. But the biggest struggles was like, you know, accepting the way my rapping style is, and then like first starting, you get a lot of people that kind of fake believe in you. You know, like they'll send you off. I was sent off all the time. I done lost some money, giving people some money to help me out with this stuff, and they just take my money and not say nothing to me. Like a lot of people, still to this day, I get doubted. But when I first started, I was getting doubted like crazy. Like it was to the point where at one point I wanted to stop, but I didn't. So yeah,
But I definitely agree with you on the fake love part, the fake support. sometimes even no support too, because I respect people who give me no support rather than fake support, because at
Yeah.
least the people that give me no support, I know where they stand compared to the fake support. And then when I need something, or when I'm not seeing the likes and the views, but you're saying you're supporting, it's two different sides of the coin. So I definitely feel you on that. But moving forward in the journey, right? How did you feel when you released your first EP, Mute in the Mia, back in 2019? And from releasing that project, what was one valuable lesson that you learned that you still carry till this day?
So when I first released Mute in the Mia, when I tell you the process of that was stressful as heck. Like that was my first EP. So I was just going through like how I want to structure it. And then I was getting like different advice from other artists. I'm just like, so like they was telling me like you have to have like a storyline, you have to have a good setup, this and that. And I'm just like, I was stressed out. I was stressed out. And then when I finally completed it, it felt good. It felt really good. And then how I came up with the name You and the Mia, I was just watching Malcolm in the Middle one day. And that's why like in the cover art, it kind of looked like how if you saw Malcolm in the Middle, right? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Beginning, like it's like the you looking at the sky or whatever. It's in the like the introduction. So that's why I got that from. But after releasing it, it felt good. Um, I have a lot of like good songs on there that I still feel like I want to perform now. But but yeah, one thing I learned from after releasing that is just not overthinking stuff, you know. During that time, my ex-producer that was I was working with that produced the whole album, he was really helpful there. He was just telling me stop overthinking it, do what you want to do. And ever since then, I just stopped overthinking stuff. I still have my moments where I do overthink, but I just remember like, do you like every time I do me, it's it's always a good outcome out of it. So
And I definitely get you on the overthinking part too, especially as creatives now. Sometimes it's hard because you compare yourself, and then it feeds more to the overthinking part too. Even if you know you have it, sometimes we do too much overthinking and then we lose the magic that we have. So honestly, it's a daily thing though. We have to kind of every single day we have to work harder not to overthink, if that makes sense. So I definitely feel you on that. And
yeah.
moving forward to my next question, you kind of touched on it a little bit with Kanye, but how would you describe your sound? And also, who are your top three influences when it comes to your music?
So my style is it's just how can I explain this in a way that I don't because I have plenty of different styles. Like I'm like a out the box kind of person. So when you listen to my music, you're gonna feel that vibe. You're gonna feel like, okay, she fun. Like 1 minute is gonna be fun. Oh, she's spitting. Like it's kind of like it's not all over the place, but I just want to say it's out the box. You never know what to expect with my music. And my top three as of right now, for one, J. Cole, Drake, and Kanye. That's it. But I wish you said top four because I have to add K. Dot Kendrick Lamar into that because plus I get a lot of people saying like you sound like the female Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be like I don't hear it, but it is a compliment though. So yeah,
We can make the top four. We look. I'm a Kendrick fan. I'm a huge Kendrick fan. So we'll say top four. Kendrick is in there, and just on the Kendrick compliment part, especially on this new record, get that.
mm-hmm.
It sounds like that untitled, unmastered Kendrick. That's why I fell in love with the record, especially with the cadence and how it fit on the beat. I was like,
They
this something off of Untitled Unmastered. It was completely fire. So
shout out Bushido Brown though. That's a producer from Harlem, NYC. When he sent me that track, so this kind of off topic, but when he sent me that track, he sent me like a reference. So he was like, da, 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 like saying that on the beat. It wasn't really no words. So he was the first person, he's the first producer to ever do that. I never go off like how people want me to flow. But when he was like, just like, he was just skedaddling on the beat, like, he's like, you can flow like this, but it doesn't have to be to the T. So when I got the song, it took me like, I want to say that took me like 6 days to do that song. That's the longest I ever did a song. And I was really trying to concentrate on the flow because I really messed with the flow. And then it just happened to, after I dropped it, I sent it back. He was like, yeah, this the one. I'm just like, thank God. It was at first that was stressing me out because I was like, I never had a producer send me like a reference track on how they want me to flow on a beat. But which it was helpful too, because I don't always like to be comfortable. I like to be uncomfortable because I feel like then I start to learn more about myself. And that helped me too. He also an artist too, but shout out Bushido Brown. Yeah.
Man, that's actually dope. And he gave you some dope direction because, again, this latest single that you put out is giving all the vibes of like a young K Dot, untitled, unmastered. I keep going to that because it just sounds like something off that project. But again, salute to Bushido Brown. But getting to this next question, it's kind of touching on your latest singles run because you've been releasing a lot of different singles. Not Interested, Piggy Bank, No Sir, No Ma'am, and then this new single, Get That. So I want to ask you, how would you describe your current era musically? And also, what do you want to share most with your fans in your music right now?
So I'll describe my current music is really just me being myself. Every song that I put, like I'm speaking a fact in there. So like for No Sir, No Ma'am, I went through that. Like I I'm in a relationship with a man right now, but I dealt with women before and men, and they were trash. So I put that in the song, like, yeah, I had people try to come back around, be like, okay, you give me another chance. So that's the whole song. That's what's about No Sir, No Ma'am. Then like Get That. I'm speaking stuff into existence, but I'm also a hustler. Like you not finna, I don't take no for an answer. Like I'm gonna go out and get it regardless. And then what was the other song? And like Not Interested. So it's really me showing I'm being vulnerable in all my songs. And then that's how I want my fans to see me, as a vulnerable artist. Like I'm not scared to tell you guys a story. I'm not scared to put myself out there. I'm not scared to be open with the world. So yeah.
And I love that when it comes to being vulnerable, especially in music today. Vulnerability, a lot of people in the past, maybe you have like a track or two, but a lot of people, even the hardest street dudes who are rapping nowadays, they'll give you some music that is showing their vulnerable side. They're showing how they're really feeling about life. So you being vulnerable is definitely helping you with your fans connecting, and not only the fans you have now, but even down the line, they might be looking at your music and saying, oh, I can connect with this because maybe I had the same experience with somebody, or maybe I'm in this certain place. So definitely that's major right there. And also, right now in this next question, I just want to ask you, how do you feel about being an up and coming talent in hip hop right now? Or excuse me, an up and coming female talent in hip hop? And what type of legacy do you want to leave in this game when it's all said and done?
Right now, being a um upcoming female talent in hip hop, it feels good. Cause to be honest, females, women in the rap and hip hop right now, they going crazy. And I'm glad to really be a part of that. I might not be where I want to be yet, but I'm going to get there. So it's just like I feel good. Like, getting compliments, being like, oh, you going crazy. Like I see the females now going crazy. Like it's really dope. And then like my impact is I want people to be okay with being themselves. And for me being a type 1 diabetic, I ran across a bunch of people that feel like, even when I first became a diabetic, like I felt like my life was over. I felt like I couldn't do anything. But me having this sickness and still doing it and being myself unapologetically, it's just like I want to leave that mark. I want to have that impact. Like you can do it with any sickness you have. So yeah, just being yourself, doing you. Yes, sir.
But that is super dope. And I love that, being a role model for people to be themselves, to not be afraid about their life and anything that's affecting them, because they can use that as a story to inspire others. So I really love that answer right there. And now moving towards this next question, I'm really excited about this one. So can you talk about your upcoming performance at the Community Fest? It's going down June 17th in Aurora, Illinois, and just explain a little bit why fans should come out to see you perform live. Just explain a little bit.
Yes, so why fans should see me perform live, mute, MVTE, is if you want to have your cheeks hurting, smiling for the whole set, you need to come see me because I'm gonna have you smiling, I'm gonna have you vibing. Like even if you don't like rap music, once you hear me on there, you gonna like it. We gonna lock in just like this. At the end of my set, you gonna want to hug me, and I'm gonna give all types of hugs to everybody because I love showing love. Like I'm a lovable person. So yeah, come out see me June 17th, Community Fest. I believe this is their second one. But it's new to me too, and along with other talented artists too. So I'm gonna be there just like y'all. Like I'm gonna be in the crowd listening to other people. So yeah, come see me if you want to vibe out. Yes, if you want to smile, get lit. Yeah.
You heard the lady. You heard the lady. Make sure that you're there, especially if you're in the Illinois area. Again, Community Fest, June 17th in Aurora, Illinois. For more information, visit Mute's Instagram page, MVTE MVTE. Again,
Yes.
MVTE MVTE. Visit her page, look at the information, and if you want to slide through to see her perform, slide through. She posts a lot of her performances on her Instagram already, and she's getting better and better every single time. You will definitely not be disappointed. And to wrap things up a little bit, my final question would be, what's in store for you moving towards the future? I know you've been doing single after single after single. You're ramping up performance after performance. You've done some feature work as well. What's the future looking for Mute?
So yeah, so be ready for more features. I have more features on the way with like I said, me and Bushido Brown. He's not only a producer, he's a rapper. We got some music dropping. I'm collabing with more Chicago artists. Shout out Quan Ray. We got something dropping. Also too, I'm working on getting videos out for these songs. So be on the lookout for some music videos because I definitely need to put out more music videos. And also with like performances and stuff like that, I'm still gonna do more songs, more performances. So new stuff, new stuff, new stuff. I don't want to get that much into it, but yeah, new stuff.
I got you. Hey, look, we sometimes I ask for exclusives, other times I don't. Hey, we're just gonna leave it at that. I'm still excited about the new music, the performances, the features. You are on the rise, and I love your music and what you're doing, and especially your story and what you stand for. A lot of
Thank
people are gonna really be fans of your music once they give it a listen. And especially, like I keep pointing at, this latest single, Get That, is available for streaming right now. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you stream your music. Make sure to check it out right now. You definitely will not be disappointed. And usually I would just end it off like this, and then we just plug your Instagram and we'd end it right here. However, we're going to have a little bit of fun real quick, right? Since we have a little bit of time, this
you.
is a new thing I'm going to do with interviews. It's called Quick Hitters. And, since you're from Chicago, these are Chicago inspired. Again, I don't want to seem like I'm a novice to Chicago, because that's a story I got to tell you another time. But these are 4 questions. You got to say the first thing that comes to your mind, really quick, really simple, really easy. Are you
Oh,
ready?
oh, I hope I'm good at this. This is on spot too. Oh my god, I'm about to be stuttering and all that. Look. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we're starting right now. Okay, so are you choosing the Cubs or are you doing the Bulls? Which one?
Bulls.
Easy work, easy work. Shout out to the Bulls and MJ, right? Are
Bulls.
you
Even though I'm
doing
not that, like I watch basketball, but I'm not like that into sports. I used to play basketball. Fun fact. But no, I didn't like it. Anyways, next question. Let's go.
All right, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, next one. Deep dish pizza or Chicago style hot dog? Which one?
Deep dish pizza. I can't stand hot dogs. I saw a hot dog video like in high school how they made hot dogs. No, I'm sorry. If you eat hot dogs, you foul, boy. You foul. I don't like hot dogs. Deep dish all the way. Deep dish.
Got
Mm-hmm.
you, got you. Okay, so we're doing deep dish. Chicago winter or Chicago summer?
Summer. Man, Chicago winter is crazy though. It's crazy. Like that snow and will mess up your car, everything. No, I hate Chicago winter. I hate the cold. I love the summer. Yes.
I'm with you on that. I've been to Chicago during the winter. It's not the greatest place in the world. It's still nice, but either way, either way. So Chicago summer on that one. And then this one, top 3 Chicago rappers ever. Now, this one, look, I'm gonna give you a little bit of help, right?
Ooh.
Kanye, Common, Dirk, Chief Keef, Twista. Those are the names that come up right now. You got to choose your top three.
See, like I said, Kanye is one. I
Okay.
was gonna say Keith too, because Keith, he made his wave. Like, granted, I'm not really into all his music like that, but you can't say Keith ain't no goat. You cannot say Keith is not no goat. Oh my God, then the three, oh, it's a lot. Oh my God, oh my God. No, Twister.
So Twista's he's your third.
Yeah, Twister.
Okay.
Twister,
All right.
Twister is from Chicago, and I feel like people sleep on that though. That man, nobody was rapping like that man.
That's true. That's why I just thought of it. I brought it up. Twista is an absolute legend. I know for me, if I had to choose my top three, that's tough. I know for sure Kanye's
It's
got
a
to be
lot.
there.
It's a lot. I didn't even want to do a top three because it's a lot.
It
It's a
is.
lot. But when you brought up Keith, I'm not that into like drill music like that. But Keith, he made a wave. Like, he opened that door. Like, if you say Keith ain't have no impact in Chicago, you lying.
Man.
And that's coming from me. And I don't even listen to drill like that. But Keith made a name.
And I get that because I know for me, like I said, Kanye's got to be on there. Keith has got to be on there because he just dominated and he impacted the drill game not only in Chicago but also I feel like he had that effect on UK drill and then also everything that's going on in New York as well.
Yeah.
He is an innovator for that. And then honestly, low key, I got to throw Common in there. I got to throw Common because B as an album is one of my favorite albums ever. B is a classic, like Water for Chocolate. I believe that's the album title. I don't got my phone on me right now. Do not judge me, internet. But again, Common is a crazy lyricist when he wants to be. But if I had to add a fourth one, probably I'll put Twista. I'll give Twista some love. I'll give him that because he was underrated, but he still has some great hits. I'll put Twista in there.
We also can't like we also can't forget Chance. Now Chance the
Yeah,
Rapper, like, okay, the last album, I ain't even gonna lie, Chance. If you ever see this, I wasn't feeling it. The acid rap will always have a special place in my heart. Cocoa Butter Kisses will always have a special place in my heart. Like, yeah, I can't even lie to you. I was one of them people that had the hat with the three. Yep, it
really?
was it was a fake one, but I still had it. I was definitely a Chance fan. Still am. I still believe in him though. But yeah.
That is super dope for real. Again, shout out to Chance. You didn't make my list, but you are still a Chicago legend. And with that last question, that ends the quick hitters. Hopefully, y'all like this so that we can keep this going. You know, this is just something new I'm trying to add to make things, spice it up. You got to spice it up once in a while. So, again, thank you so much, Mute, for coming on the show. This is not going to be your last time anytime soon. This connection is still growing, and I cannot wait for what you have in store. Plug your social medias, plug anything that you have right now. You already plugged your Instagram, but just plug it again. Make sure that everyone can hear you, where they can find you, and also where they can connect with you as well.
Okay, well, yeah, my Instagram, y'all. Basically, my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is mute. So MVTE, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. All my music is on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Audio Mag. I still post on SoundCloud. Also, you can find me on SoundCloud at Mute. And yeah, where you connect with me, you can connect with me in my DMs. Also, I do if you want to do any features, anybody want to do features, just go to music at gmail.com. And yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
That is dope. And again, it's MVTE, just to make sure it's not a U, it's a V. Again,
yeah.
MVTE. You, thank you so much for coming on the show again. Much love as always. Again, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a minute since my last interview, but you guys have been showing so much love on the channel. You've been showing so much love on the shorts. I really appreciate it. You can follow me on IG at official Josh Bryant. Also, I changed that to my TikTok handle as well at official Josh Bryant. Make sure you follow, make sure you run it up as well. You can DM me, we can connect, talk about music, anything you guys want to talk about. You can just DM me. Let's do it. We can build a community. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to connect with each and every one of you guys. Again, also leave a like and subscribe. Comment if you got to this part of the video as well, just to see if you made it through, if you watched it. And I'm going to be paying attention too, because I actually go through every comment and I try to respond to everybody. So if you got to this point, leave a hey, leave a hi, enjoy the interview, and I will most likely reply back. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, peace.
I stump you still, earn my respect. Only thing motivating me, money and success. Gotta make sure I hit that down, hit that road. Name ain't Jack, I can come back home, hit that bed, run up, binge. I got the chin, so I made it advance. This ain't this, that ain't there. Ain't no way I'm going out. Sad, get them mad, kiss my chest.